Now that our deployment is complete, we can go to our resource group. And right now we have a jump server, the web server 1, and the web server 2. So let's create our load balancer. But wait, before creating the load balancer, let's go to our web server 1 to review what's the IP that has been given. So since it is from 10.0.0.0/24 network, it gives us the IP of that 4. So in the web server 2, it gives us the IP of 10.0.0.5. So we will use it in creating our load balancer. So load balancer is used to have a dual web server. My first network, and then web servers load balancer. Load balancer. Let's use the standard. And then let's create a new public IP. Public IP address name is web server public IP. Okay. Let's use the existing. I'll choose the public IP address of 252.152.152. Okay, I'll just create a new public IP. And then, okay, public tabs, availability zone 2. So, yeah, web server public IP. So, review. Next is the tags network. Review and create. Now let's create. Now that our deployment is complete in our load balancer, let's go to it and configure it. Where is our load balancer here? Let's go to our network. And check for the load balancer. Okay, here is our web server load balancer. So we have a web server public IP, and it is our front end IP configuration, the public IP for our client. This will be used by our client. And for our back end pools, we have the two web server. So web server. The virtual network is cyber skill farm. And then we have the web server 1 and the web server 2. And now we can add. After that, we can go to our help probes. This is the indicator when our first server suddenly shut down. It will divert the connection to the other server. So web server help. We have the HTTPS. But yes, okay. You can also add the web server help HTTP. Add port 80. Okay. Okay. And then we have the load balancing row. Web server load balance rule. Our front end is this port 443. Back end port 443. We have web server help. Okay. Then outbound rules. Okay. So after creating our load balancing rules, let's go to our resource group again and create a rule for our web servers and terminal server. Let's go to our network security group for our firewall rule. The inbound port 18443 must be allowed, and also we can add it here. We can add the subnet. Don't forget to add the subnet. For our web server NSG, associate the subnet, the virtual network, and the web server. Don't forget to add the subnets in the NSG. Okay. And then the inbound rules, you must add the inbound. Source is our jump server 10.0.1.0/24. Source is 3389, our remote desktop RDP port. Destination port is our web servers and 3389 RDP port. So it's any protocol action is allowed. It's port 3389 RDP port 3389 add. Okay. We can also outbound is okay already. So let's go to web server NSG, web server to NSG firewall. Let's also add the inbound for remote desktop connection from our jump server 1.0/24 port 3389. So destination is the IP address of our web server. Okay, 3389 port 3389 RDP. So let's add. And also don't forget the subnet. We must associate web server. Okay. I forget that we can just have a single network security group since they are in the same network. So we can just add the subnet in the first one. Okay. But the inbound, okay, let's just configure now the jump server network security group, which serves as the firewall for our subnet here. Let's allow the outbound port 3389 for us to remotely access the web server. So let's go to our subnets. Let's just first bind the subnet here and associate virtual network terminal server. And then for our outbound rules, let's add source is of course the IP address of the jump server. Okay, it's 1.0/24 port 3389. Destination is 10.0.0.0/24 3389. Port 3389. The RDP. So let's add. Okay, after this, but let me discuss you first that this network security group has a deny like the ordinary firewall or the physical firewall that that we configure in our physical network, like the Palo Alto and also other firewalls. And then after that, we can test for the connectivity of our terminal server. So for our jump server or terminal server, let's go to our jump server. And then this we can just access the terminal server outside by using its public IP. So let's go to the remote desktop connection. And then connect. More choices. Let's choose the one that we set here, Gracie 188.0.3.1. And then OK. Yes. Alright, that's we have an access to the terminal or jump server. And through the jump server, we can remote the two web servers.